Good morning. So, what I want to talk about is allowance. Did you hear the bird? What I want to talk about is releasing. Let's see, the thoughts came up. I'll explain how they came up to get into the flow of this. So this morning I was thinking about my twin, and I was thinking about how by releasing him, I release me, and by releasing him. Um, these obsessive thoughts that they don't help for anything. Good morning. So I want to talk about release, about releasing and allowing divine timing and divine intelligence to show the answers and to bring the answers. Um, Releasing the reason this came up to me this morning is I was thinking about my twin and how I need to just release him, and by releasing him I'm releasing me. um, and so I am, and the constant thoughts and constant trying to figure it out is really narrowing opportunities and options, because there is so much more in the universe than I know of. What I am trying, when I'm having these obsessive thoughts and trying to think of what ifs and trying to think of all sorts of scenarios. And it's not like I try to think, my mind kind of takes me in those places when I get on these mind buzzes. And I started saying, well, I release it. I release it. I'm taking my focus, I'm putting it in other places. And I'm just releasing it into divine intelligence, because by my thinking about it and trying to obtain it or trying to understand it, I'm really narrowing the options into what I already know. When the universe is so vast, and there is divine intelligence and there is infinite intelligence and infinite ways of things working out, it's just like how we are in constant expansion. The things that I know today, I couldn't have known 10 years ago. There's no way that I could have known the exact life path that my life would go down. So, in releasing, I'm allowing the universe to bring in options that I didn't, that I couldn't have thought of on my own. By obsessing over something and trying to work it out in my mind, I am only using what I already know. And by releasing, and also, it's kind of like a lost cause, because if I had already been able to figure it out, I would have already figured it out, right? So I understand that there's a process in this, and that your mind has to kind of obsess over it in order to get to the place of the release and surrender. And a lot of times it's above us. It's like our mind goes there by ourselves. But what I realize is that every time that my mind is going there, I'm saying, I release you. I release you, and by releasing you, I release me. And by releasing you, I allow other things to flow into my life. And and I'm finding like a deep sense of surrender in this, like a deep sense of calm. There's like something serene coming over me in this release and allowing and trusting that there is a plan in it, and trusting that there is a reason in it. And in any case, there's resolve and release. No matter how the things come in and work out in the end, when I release them, I allow other things to come in and to flow into my life. And I want to see what I wrote down here. See, there is a divine intelligence, and there is something that has come into, there's a reason for everything. Everything that happens for a reason. And by trusting in the divine, I trust, and by letting go, I also allow things to flow into their natural state of being. And I allow things to flow as they need to flow without being rigid and trying to force things down a certain path that I have already set up in my mind. And so by releasing, I am actually quickening the process, whatever the process is. It doesn't matter what it is, because in release there is relief. In surrender, I am saying, who am I to think that I know everything that there is to know? I know that I don't know everything that there is to know. So by surrendering, I'm allowing other things to flow into my life, and by surrendering into this, into the twin flame, surrendering it, allowing it to, releasing it, and bringing my focus into other points in my life. First of all, I'm bringing power back into other points of my life. It's like bringing all of a sudden a blood flow into your, it's like giving a vital line into other parts of my life, taking all of that energy that is thrown in a waste, really, because you're throwing energy into something that you don't have the answers for right now. Some things just have to evolve, and some things just have to open up naturally as they open up, and some things is shifting. Like if you this like shifting in this spiritual awakening, these are things that take time. There's a process involved. There is a gradual getting used to new ways of being. We're shedding our whole selves and coming in anew. So it also takes energy for that. And it also takes, time. It's gradual, it's a shift and into this new way of being, and putting my effort into something that isn't ready. First of all, it's stopping it from being ready. It's like putting pressure on something, pressure, 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 and it doesn't give whatever that is time to, time and freedom and space to grow and flower. It's like, okay, when are you going to flower? It's like watching a pot boil. Yeah, I know that that's just silly, but it's like watching a pot boil. If the more pressure you put on it, the longer it's taking. The longer perceived time. Well, time is what? Is perception. That's all it is. You can warp time, and you can you can accelerate time, and you can slow time. Um, so it's kind of like that. The more pressure you put on it, the more that thing is on guard. It doesn't have time to blossom and just become what it's going to become. So when you take the pressure off, you take the focus off of it, and you put the focus in other places in your life, you're growing those other places in your life. You're taking all that life force and you're putting that energy into something else, and you're allowing, so if it's the twin flame obsession, you're allowing that to manifest into whatever it's going to manifest into. I did a video yesterday, or I put it up yesterday, about soul contracts, and there are certain things that you just have to leave alone and let them be, and allow the universe and the divine timing and divine intelligence to open that up, and whenever it's ready, it will call you back. And so you just have to kind of trust. And in the meantime, you can take all that energy and bring it into the now, and bring it into your life force, and bring it and put it into different avenues. And all of a sudden you see how much energy you do have, because that twin flame, it ignites you, and all of a sudden you become a force. You become like this life force. There's all of this life energy flowing through you, and it's flowing to a point that there is no flow through. So you're bringing all of that over into other areas of your life. For me, it's like building my site, and I'm working on a new life is a game. Life really is a game. So it's like when you start looking at it as a game, and not like, oh no, all of my existence depends on the outcome of this thing. It's more like, okay, cool, I'm playing this game, and I'm playing this game, and I'm playing this game. So I have like all these different games that I'm playing. So it's the game of the site now. I'm building my site, and I'm making the videos, and I'm making a dress, and I have all these other ideas for games too. I want to buy now I want to get myself a metal detector, but a good one, for on land one that has like all different kinds of modes and stuff to it. And so I'm starting to look at it as kind of like a game. Okay, so how am I going to get that metal detector? Yeah, I have the one, I got the one for underwater, and now I want the one for land. And so I'm starting to think of all sorts of different ways, that are kind of, that are kind of like a game, how to get it, okay, so I can, I don't know, I'm thinking of all sorts of different kinds of options, like, I don't know. Anyway, so I'm taking my energy off of that, and every time that I feel my being drawn there, my thoughts being drawn there, my energy starts coming, that chasing energy starts coming. I say as a mantra, I release you. I release you, and in the releasing of you, I release me. And releasing isn't pushing. I'm not pushing him away. I'm not pushing the whole journey away. It's more like this. I release. Now I'm doing this. It's with ease. It's because the pushing of something also takes your energy from you, and it's the opposite of the same. It's still the same thing. If you're pushing something away, you're still giving it your energy. It's just you're giving it the negative energy rather than trying to pull it. You're trying to force it. And so in letting go, there is no force. It's just look, it's surrender. It's like, okay, I'm breathing into this. I'm releasing you. And in the release of you, I'm releasing me. So thank you for watching.